Okay, hello, we're live. I'm gonna start rolling out our pie dough. Just flouring my workspace here. Okay, I'm gonna put my pie dough there and start to roll it out. Today we're making a nice little pie decoration. Okay, I'm gonna lightly flour just the top and also my rolling pin. And we're just trying to roll it out nice and thin. You don't have to add too much flour. You definitely don't want to add it too much because it gets a kind of weird, different texture. So we're just lightly flouring everything just to make sure it doesn't stick. Okay, so it's starting to look good, but we're not quite there yet. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. So we rolled it nice and thin. Thinking that it looks pretty good. I don't want it to be too thin. It also has a better possibility of breaking. So I think we're gonna stop here, and then I'm gonna grab my little tiny cookie cutters. So I'm using a couple of leaf shapes and also a little acorn shape. And then we just cut a whole bunch of these. And I'll just make sure I get the excess flour off the back. And we're setting it aside for now. How is your week going? Let's chat in the chat. Also, what's your favorite kind of pie? I think mine depends on my mood, but I do like pumpkin, but I also love my mom's sour cream apple pie. It's not actually made with sour cream, but yeah, her sour cream apple pie has like this really, it's not just a regular apple pie filling, it's like this creamy, apple pie texture in the middle, and then it has like a almost streusel-like topping on top. And then I like to top it off with some of my homemade caramel. Like I said, we're just cutting a bunch of these. I just kind of switch up the cutters ever so often just to change it up. Not for any other reason really, but that. Just so I don't get bored of cutting the same shape over and over again. Like I said, this is a pie decoration. It actually is for one of my mom's sour cream apple pies. That's what we're making for Thursday. Okay, I rolled it a little bit thin over on this side, so I'm definitely going to focus more towards the center where it is a tad thicker. Like I said, we're just cutting a whole bunch of these. Essentially what my idea is, I kind of did something similar last year, but I baked it with the pie. And the pie, like, it kind of naturally expands a little bit, and so it got kind of messed up, and it like had like a separation. It wasn't a perfect, circle of leaves and everything. So I'm basically pre-baking this by itself on a baking sheet, and then we're going to put it on top of the pie once it's all ready to go. Okay, acorn again. I'm not going to do as many of the acorns. I want to focus more so on the leaves for sure. But I want the acorns to be a nice little accent. I think that should be good with my acorns. I'm going to go back to doing leaves again. There you are. If you hear whining, that's my dog. She likes to watch out the window, but then gets upset when there's a cat in the front yard. But she's actually never met a cat before. She just, for some reason, just likes to get irritated that they're there. Maybe probably she can't go say hi to them is more so what she's upset about. Okay. And then let's do some more of these ones. Hi, Lolo. Okay. I'm just going to cut this entire thing just because I don't want to have to re-roll and cut more right now. I'm hoping that this will be a good amount to be able to get done what we're doing. Okay, and I am doing more of this particular leaf shape just because I like it a little bit more. It feels like a little more traditional fall. Okay. And then I'm going to finish it off with a few more of these. Couple more of these ones, and then we are good to go. Like I said, this is a little bit thin over here, so I don't know that I'm going to use these ones. I think the other ones are a little bit thicker, so I am going to use this little thicker part over here. All right, then we're going to gather it up and set it aside because we can definitely re-roll this. I'm just going to kind of try and shake a little bit of the flour out of there so it doesn't get mixed back into the dough. So you have too much flour, it gets the, like I said, the texture off. You want it nice, light, and flaky. Okay, so next, let's see, we're done with our flour. Get this out of my way. Okay. And next we are grabbing something for this. Okay. So I think I usually see people arrange their stuff and then paint colors on it. I think I want to do the colors beforehand because I have so many little pieces and I want to, you know, I think that's going to be better overall. So I'm going to spread all of these out. And then we're going to be coloring them with some food coloring. Okay. Lots of little tedious things with this, but I think it's going to look really cool because I have a vision in my head, and usually they work out pretty well. Okay, spread our little acorns, and for the acorns, we're going to stick with just brown. And then for the leaves, I'm going to do the arrangement of fall leaf colors, so like a nice deep red and orange and yellow. So there's a really nice mixture of colors going in here. Okie dokie. So we have all of our leaf shapes and everything laid out. Now I'm gonna go grab an egg really quick. Okay, so I have a whole egg that I'm cracking into a bowl. Okay, so we got our whole egg here, and then we're gonna add a little tiny splash of milk. Just like a little, maybe tiny bit more. That should be good. With egg wash, I always just kind of eyeball it. And we're gonna give this a little mix really quick. Until it's really, really well mixed together. Good. Okay, so now we're gonna take our egg wash and we're gonna separate out into a few of these little small bowls. Put the milk back really quick. Okay. So I'm just pouring just a little bit carefully. Oops. That one might have a little bit too much, but we'll figure it out. Okay, then we have a little extra left over in case we run out of another color. So I'm gonna start with our acorns. So we're gonna add a little bit of brown food gel. Oh, and I get a multiple food gel colors, multiple of each color. So I put a little X so I know which one is the open one. Just in case you're like me and have colors and sometimes forget which one's which. Which one is the one that we're using. Okay. I want this to be a little bit of a deeper, or not orange, a little bit of a deeper brown. And sometimes if it's a little stubborn getting mixed in, then I'll kind of scrape it on the side. Okay. I think I like that color. I might actually do this color and then add a little bit of darker brown on the top of the acorn to really distinguish it and make it look like the usual thing. So we're gonna set that aside for now. I'm gonna grab a little food brush. These two. Okay, so I have a few of my Wilton food brushes. Of course, you could get a couple packs to have the same of each type, but I just use the same. I just use a different brush for each one. Doesn't really matter, just as long as you're brushing your color on. So let's scoot this down a little bit so you can see our acorns. And then just gonna take some of our egg wash and brush it over the top. If you get a little bit extra on one, you can just use it for the next one. Okay, and then let me just a reminder, if you have any questions at all, let me know in the chats. Oh, hi, James. Hope you're having a great day. I honestly can't believe it is already the second half of November right now. This like holiday season is flying by like crazy. Okay, just gonna finish these off. I'm having a great day getting dinner. Hold on, chat disappeared. Getting dinner tomorrow. Ooh, that sounds awesome. Okay, and our last one. Okie dokie. So now we're going to add, like I said, a little bit more of our brown food gel. But of course, because we mixed it into our egg wash, always clean it off or use a new knife. Just want a nice darker brown to go on our top section. And I've noticed with the food gels, it always seems like with doing an egg wash, you want to go a little bit darker because it'll come across a little bit lighter when you're actually doing it. So keep that in mind. I think it's not necessarily for all colors, but for some of the colors I've noticed that that's kind of the case. Okay, I like that. It's nice, deeper brown. Gonna be different from this other brown that we had first. And I'm just gonna use the same food brush. We don't need to switch it up. We don't need to add any more dishes to our sink. And of course you could just color all of this the same brown color, but again, I just wanna try to add a little bit of dimension with extra colors. You can also kind of also swoop a little bit to kind of give it that rounded top look to it. Just little details you can add to make it look even more like an acorn. Okay, just a few more to go. You can also have the colors flip-flop too. There's no set rules to adding colors on here. Okay, and one more to go. And I want to darken a couple of these up, so I'm going to add a little more food coloring itself and mix it in. Okay. So that we are good with our acorns. And now we're going to color some of our leaves. But first, one thing that we can do if we want to is actually add a little bit of detail to the leaves to kind of give it that little bit of like a veiny look to it, like an actual leaf. So I'm grabbing my paring knife. Let's scoot this up a little bit. Okay, so we got our paring knife, and then what we can do is just to kind of gently make little cuts. Just like that, so they're very subtle. You might not even be able to totally see it in the camera, but it adds just like a little nice extra detail that kind of looks cool. Same thing with this one. You could even add like extra little pieces, but even just adding those kind of gives it an added just automatic depth to it instead of just having a plain little leaf shape. So I'm gonna cut these really quick. Just kind of like to look a little bit better. It's so cool the different things you can do with pie dough. I actually follow at least one or two like pie artists, I guess is how I would call them. Um, One in particular makes these super intricate pies. They're just absolutely amazing. And I just want to make a simple little wreath because I don't even know. She makes even like 3D pie things that are just absolutely amazing to look at. I'm blanking on her name right now. It's Pie. That'll be on the tip of my tongue. It doesn't take too long to do this, and it adds just a really great little detail to it. Let me see if we got any chat. Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, once you kind of add a couple different colors, it really brings out that little acorn shape to it. Okay, just a few more on this side. Okay, let's go finish up this side. And also when we fill this in with the our egg wash, it definitely gets a little I think the one you're talking about is Pie Lady Books. It's not Pie Lady Books though. I know it's I've been following her for so long and I can't remember the name off the top of my head and it's just bugging me. I think it's like Pie Curious or Pie something like that. Um it's gonna bug me. Let's check the chat just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, we're good. Okay, yes, this is a little bit tedious, but like I said, I do love the added detail to it. I actually probably have like a fondant impression thing that you'd be able to add like kind of the veiny look to it, but I like being able to just whip out a paring knife and just add a little bit of detail right away. Okay, we got just a few more, and then we can continue with our egg wash. Almost there. Okay, whew. So now we're going to continue with our egg wash. And I'm gonna work my way from lightest to darkest. So we're gonna start with our yellow. And I'm probably gonna do a little bit less of the yellow just because again, it's kind of more of an accent color. I really want the oranges and like deep reds to be the primary color palette, and then adding in our yellow and brown in there. Okay, it's looking really yellowy already. I don't think I need to add much more. And I kind of want to darken it just slightly, so I still have a little bit of brown on here. So I'm just going to mix a little teeny tiny bit in there. Just so it's not such a bright sunny yellow, which is more on like the summer kind of side. We want it more fall. It needs a little bit more still. Okay, I like that a little bit better. It's not such a bright yellow. Okay, so next we're gonna paint some of them. Like I said, we're not doing as many, but I think I wanna do, for the two different leaf shapes, I'm gonna do a mixture of the colors between all of them. Okay, try to be careful not to squish the leaves while I do this, but has anyone, I can't talk today. Oh my goodness. Has anyone done any kind of pie decorations before? Let me know in the chat. Let me check the chat. So one thing I don't like is that it likes to go away. Okay, we're still good. I don't know if you can see this, but already it's kind of, because of the little grooves that we created, it kind of sinks in there and then kind of helps highlight those little cuts that we made. So I'm not sure you can see it on here. I think it's going to be better with the darker colors that we do. Okay, let's do, I think I want to do some more of these ones with yellow. Okay, just a few more with these ones. Can always go back and add a few more colors to our leaves if we want more yellow. Like I said, my favorite colors for fall are definitely the orangey leaves are pretty, but those deep red ones are just absolutely my favorite. I actually think that looks really cool, having a little tiny bit of brown on there, so I might want to do some splatter, possibly. We'll see, because definitely with fall leaves, they have multiple colors in the same leaf, and it adds, again, dimension. So next we're going to do our orange. We've got our orange here. And we're just repeating the same process and mixing into our egg wash. Okay, I like that orange, it's looking really good. And make sure we have all those little flecks of color mixed in as well. Okay, I think that's a nice orange color. I'm gonna work with that. Okay, once again, we're grabbing another food brush, and then we're going to have some orange with these ones and orange with these ones as well. Okay. Do. You could also make a wreath without doing the colors. You could definitely just do the regular pie dough, put it together in your wreath formation, and then bake it as like that. Like we're gonna do with this one. I had this idea to do these colors and then I couldn't help myself. I was too excited. My apologies for my scratchy throat today. It's been like on and off fall allergy stuff that's just ugh. It used to be mostly spring, but then fall decided it wanted to join the allergy party too, I guess. But I can go get pretty leaves, so. I think because the deep reds are my favorite, I'm definitely gonna do the majority of leaves that that color. But we're having a good amount of the other colors to make sure that the wreath is very fun and interesting to look at. It's not just one note. Okay, I'm gonna do some of these other leaves over here. Oh, and for these, I usually bake like hand pies and stuff like that at 400. So I'm gonna bake this wreath by itself, probably at like 350, 375, a little bit lower than I typically would, just so that the I want to make sure that it kind of bakes a little bit slower so it kind of stays together in its form like it's supposed to. Of course, because it is pie dough, it will kind of, you know, puff up a little bit, expand a little bit. But my goal is to still have a really nice and connected wreath at the end. So I haven't really done pie decorations like this, so we're kind of experimenting together. Okay, how much more do I want to do of these? Let's do a couple more of these. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there with the orange. Do I have too many of these? No, I like it. Okay. Setting that aside. And we're gonna get out our red. I'm trying to get out that little annoying part of the egg wash. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do a red. This is No Taste Red. All of these are the Wilton food gels that I'm using, which are water-based, which I felt like would be a good choice for this. Whereas if you're doing chocolate, then you definitely want to do like an oil-based food coloring. Okay, grabbing a pretty generous amount of red because red is notoriously difficult to dye things. You definitely need more of it. That's why I like to use the No Taste Red, because it's also a nice deep red color as well. Okay, we're getting closer. Not quite there yet, though. Oh, this might be good, because I think I do want to try and do a little bit of brown splatter over everything to kind of give it that real fall leaf look. Maybe a little bit more with this one. Okay, I like that red. It looks pretty good. And we're gonna grab another food brush and paint away. There we go, I like that color. And yeah, we're just gonna paint the rest of the leaves this color. Oh, been a while since I checked the chat. Just making sure that red is popping. Yes, I love, love, love this red. Just like that deep, almost burgundy, but not quite. That's my favorite kind of red. And just continue with this, and then we'll be assembling very, very soon. Oops, I forgot to score this one. There we go. Okay. I definitely need to make like a YouTube friendly music playlist to do during lives. Like from, I guess, maybe the YouTube library or something like that. Just stuff that they wouldn't ding me for using. Usually when I work in the kitchen, I'm either listening to like a movie I put on or a TV show, or even on YouTube, the kind of like creepy story narrators. Love listening to those. It's like a whole variety of stuff that goes on, but interestingly enough, it's often like something really pleasing to look at, and then what I'm listening to is, really creepy or weird or like a horror movie I just have playing in the background. I don't know why. It's just how I like to work. But on the opposite end of a horror movie, I rewatched Enchanted last night because they had the movie Disenchanted that just came out on Disney Plus, and decided that I probably need a refresher because it's been like a really long time since I've seen that movie. So I forgot a lot of stuff about it, but it's a really cute movie. Amy Adams does a really good job, so I'm interested to see the sequel. Okay. Oh, wow, it's already 11. And we're getting close to being done with all of these leaves. Check the chat again. Okay, we're good. Kind of curious, do you guys have anything playing while you're working in the kitchen, like cooking or baking or whatever you're doing? Do you like to listen to music or put on something to kind of listen to that's a show in the background or something? Always kind of curious about that. Okay, we look good. Let's set that aside. Okay, and then let's see, I want to use this brush. So I'm grabbing this brush right here. It's my favorite one to use when I'm kind of like flicking color onto stuff because it's nice, easy one to do that. And so I want to just flick like a little tiny bit of color on as like at least the yellow and the orange, because I have a feeling it's going to look really good. Because if you look right here, I accidentally splashed a little bit on here, but it kind of gives it a little added depth, a little bit more realistic look to it. Okay, so we're gonna take our food color, brown food color, and our brush. We don't want to take too much, but I usually either do that or tap it. I'm gonna try tapping it. Yeah, no, flicking is not gonna work. Tap, 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 tap. I think it just adds they looked a little bit cartoony before. It just adds another little depth of color to it. I don't know what I want to do with the red though. Let's see. I think I like the red better without it. We're gonna do just the orange and yellow since those are brighter. This is gonna help just kind of add a little darker color to it, a little more realistic fall leaf kind of color. Okay, I think that's all I want to add to that. Okay, I'm moving all of my egg washes out of the way. And we're done with these guys. Okie dokie. So we're going to shift. We have a new fresh piece of parchment paper. And what we're gonna do is take our pie plates and I'm gonna flip it upside down. Oops. Very carefully. And then I'm gonna take a food safe marker and I'm gonna trace around just so I know about the size of the pie. And then we're gonna build our wreath right on top of this. Okay, I'm just gonna finish it. About like that. Okay, so it might be kind of hard to see, but I can see just this really nice faint line going around. I use the fine tip, so it's really small. And we're going to lay our leaves down in a nice pattern on this circle right here. So let's start with some red. And I want to do the leaves facing in all the same direction. So once I pick a direction, it's going to stay that way. So do I want it like this or like this? There's something pleasing about a clockwise motion. So let's go like this. So I'm gonna go, that's the outer edge of the circle. So I'm gonna kind of put it a little bit in, just a tiny bit. And then we're just going to overlap, so just lightly press them together just so they stick. And then from here on, we're just gonna be kind of layering them. So alternating our colors and our shapes. Have maybe going just slightly different directions. Let's do an acorn. And then on the side, I have like a little wet paper towel just to kind of wipe my fingers so I don't get the colors transferred between them. Before I continue, are there any questions? I can only do one thing in the kitchen at a time. Yeah, I don't know. I have to listen to something while I'm in here. Also, I'm just kind of, I always get in my head about stuff. So helping, like listening to something helps with that. Okay. I don't want them to be too covered up. Let's go with one of these. Over the top. And we're gonna go with orange next. Like I said, the acorns I'm gonna use slightly more sparingly. Let's go like that. And plenty of these. We're gonna go red. And let's throw an acorn in there. And let's do a yellow one of these again. There's no set plan with this. It's just literally looking at what I think is going to work next the best and hoping that it works out. Let's do one of you. Okay, just like that. Like I said, we're following this light circle that you probably can't see very well. Just following the circle just a little bit on the inside, so it's going to be sitting on the edge of the pie. And let's do one of these. Let's go with this one. Like I said, they're all going the same direction, but they're all kind of like shifted just a little bit different. Let's do another orange. And then we can throw another acorn in there. And another yellow. All right, what do you guys think so far? I think it's looking pretty good. Let's do another orange. I'm gonna turn it a little bit to make it easier. And let's go another red one of these. And another yellow one of these. Just gently pressing them together just to get them to stick. We don't want to fully squish them or else we're going to kind of lose our shape. Let's do another one of you. Oops. What's the stick? Because I had a little extra flour. So if it has too much flour on the back, that's why I was shaking them off earlier. It's going to be a little bit harder to stick, but it's still going to work out. And let's do another one of these because we have plenty of these ones. Oops. And we're doing another acorn. And then jet. Oh, thank you for saying it looks good. Like I said, I did a plain color version. I didn't add any colors. And I just put it right on top of the pie. So that's why I'm hoping that this will work out much better. Let's do another red. And yeah, we're just trying to kind of keep it on the inner edge of this, but overlapping just a little bit. continue with orange. Oops, that meant to be orange. And another, yes, let's do another acorn. And just a few more yellow here. We can use a little extra egg wash to help get it to stick if it's having a little bit of trouble, like this one is. It's a little bit too floury. Just like that. Okay. I'm doing orange right here because I want to make sure I have enough yellow for over here. I get overexcited about the red and I did a few too many, but that's okay. Mm. Okay, we're almost done. I think I'll definitely have a few pieces left over that I can either bake off and have like little pie chips or add it for more pie decorations for another pie. Let's see what I want to do next. Do another little set of orange. almost at the end. Yeah, I'll use my last yellow here. And let's do this one. Okay, we're back to our beginning. I'm gonna fix this because I wasn't overlapping them the right way at first. Okay, I need an extra little something between here. Let's do a little acorn. Actually, acorn and let's do this. There's a little extra red right here, but that's okay. Okay, just lightly pat down around. Okay. And this is our wreath complete. What do you guys think? Raise this up a little bit so you can see it all the way. And I'm going to try my best to carefully scoop this onto a baking sheet. See how this goes. At least I think this should be, yeah, that's big enough. And okay. Ha. I did it. We can kind of fold the parchment paper a little bit so that it can kind of stay right here. And there is our wreath. So I'll be posting pictures of this obviously after it's all done, ready to go. So check out the community tab and or stories. And do you guys have any questions or last thoughts? Looks good, thank you. Yeah, besides that, like I said, I'm gonna bake this at, I'm gonna try 375 and see how it goes. Like I said, just a little bit lower than what I'd usually bake for like a hand pie or something like that. And that's 375 Fahrenheit. Off the top of my head, I cannot remember what that is in Celsius, but yeah. So I'm gonna bake this off and then you guys can see it later. And thank you guys so much for joining me today for the live. It went longer than I expected, but thank you for sticking around. I hope you guys have an awesome, if you're celebrating on Thursday for Thanksgiving, that you have a great Thanksgiving with your family, and also a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Bye.